On the morning of September 24, 2017, 32-year-old Elisa Gomez was found lifeless in the apartment she shared with her boyfriend in Sacramento, California. He claimed it was a tragic accident, that she had taken her own life after an argument. But her family and neighbors tell a very different story. Elisa was bright, passionate, and full of energy. She loved animals, music, and her close circle of friends. But behind closed doors, her relationship had become increasingly volatile. Friends said she had confided that she wanted to leave but was afraid of how her boyfriend might react. That night, neighbors reported hearing shouting, banging, and what sounded like furniture being thrown. One neighbor would later tell police that the argument went on for nearly an hour. Then everything went silent. Around 5 a.m., a 911 call came from Elisa's apartment. Her boyfriend's voice was calm, saying she had harmed herself and wasn't breathing. When police arrived, they immediately noted inconsistencies. The scene didn't match his story. There were injuries that couldn't be explained, and the positioning of her body raised more questions than answers. Still, the initial report labeled her death as undetermined. Elisa's family refused to accept that conclusion. They began gathering their own evidence, contacting forensic experts and pushing investigators to reopen the case. They discovered prior police calls to the same apartment and text messages that showed Elisa had been terrified in the days before she died. Months passed with little progress, but the growing pressure from family and supporters online began to draw attention. Her mother, Michelle, became her advocate, telling reporters, "My daughter didn't just die, she was silenced." The case eventually reached the district attorney's office, and Elisa's boyfriend was questioned again. He maintained his innocence, claiming she was emotional and that he had tried to stop her. Yet the autopsy revealed defensive bruising and injuries that didn't align with a self-inflicted act. Despite the evidence, no charges have ever been filed. The case remains open but inactive. An unresolved investigation clouded by inconsistent reports and unanswered calls for justice. Elisa's mother continues to share her story, reminding others that silence only protects the guilty. Her daughter's name now stands as both a warning and a symbol, that when a woman says she's afraid, someone should listen. In the end, Elisa's voice was taken from her, but her story continues to echo, carried by those who refuse to let her be forgotten.